Let's do this. Hello, everybody. It's Thursday stream, which lo and behold, right before I set this up, I noticed everybody on the planet is streaming right now. So this could work against me, but I didn't think that Thursday afternoon was as crowded as it is at the moment. I vaguely recall streaming like an hour or 30 minutes, or ending my stream like 30 minutes or so before Shant's Thursday night streams, which is called Pizza Live. So I didn't feel like I was in a crowded spot, but oh my goodness. There's a lot of people streaming right now, so that's okay. That's fine. We can all exist in the same space. I've said this before. Nobody has ownership of the time in the universe right now to talk about comics. So, but note to self, watch out for Thursday afternoons because they're a little busy. How are you guys doing? My name is Rocky Ballesteros. Normally, I stream on Wednesdays for a show I like to call My Wednesday Comics, where I discuss the books that I pick up every week. Wednesday being the day that comic books release at my local comic book store. And then I also talk about other books that I pick up, whether those are in my collection already or from the library or from used bookstores or whatever. Just whatever comics I happen to have my eye on in that particular week is what I'll do on Wednesday. And so that's usually my regular show every week. But yesterday, I had mentioned this on my community post. If you guys check out my community tab, and for those of you who did comment on that, thank you very much for your well wishes. So I posted on my community tab yesterday that I wasn't going to be able to stream because life threw me quite a curveball. And everybody's okay in my family, but it was a significant curveball to a friend of mine. So yeah, that totally derailed the entire day. Schedules had to be shifted, and yeah, it was a. I'm not gonna lie, it was a pretty heavy day. So today, I just want to have a little bit of a escapist attitude, or posture, or time here with you guys all. I was looking forward to just streaming to take my mind off a little bit of life. Because sometimes life will punch you down a little bit, and that's what happened yesterday. Just kind of left me really heavy-hearted. And sometimes you just need to take your mind off of a little bit. I don't know if that's avoidance, escapism, whatever you call it. But yeah, sometimes you just need it. And comics are for sure that for me, because you get a chance to escape into the world of a comic. You get a chance to admire beautiful art, great crafted stories, find new discoveries. So I need a little bit of that today. Even though it's not Wednesday, it'll be Thursday. And then I had a little bit of a dilemma of, I've had this conversation with you guys before. It's like, it's called My Wednesday Comics, but then the date I put on the thumbnail, I put the day, I think before I was putting the date of the Wednesday, even if I missed it and it wasn't on Wednesday. But today I put today's date. So confusing. I don't know. I couldn't track it myself. So I'm just going to stick right now, as of today, which is March 6th, Thursday. I'm putting the date of today, even though the show is called My Wednesday Comics and it's not a Wednesday. That's what I'm doing right now. Maybe I'll change that next time if I miss a Wednesday Comics again. So it's going to be one of those days. And I just saw that emo trash. Well, let me give props where props are due. Comrade Sammy first in the chat. Hello, Comrade Sammy. It's always a great day when you are first in the chat. Chat Ninja rightfully placing herself ahead of the line. But I did see this shortly thereafter. Emo Trash coming in here telling us that she partially ripped off her nail. And that kind of feels like how I felt yesterday a little bit. So, ouch. That sounds horrible. And those take a long time to heal. Good golly. So, my goodness, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it wasn't on your dominant hand. And I hope it wasn't a important finger. I mean, which finger isn't important? But, you know, like a main finger, like a pointer finger or a thumb or something. That's the worst. I've done that a couple times. Not ripped it off, but I've had it like broken off. Or I was moving one time, and so the screen I was carrying at the time had like a stand on it, like a swivel stand that you could put on, and it's pretty heavy. It was a Cintiq screen, which is one of those big computer monitors that you can draw on. It's actually what I'm staring at right in front of me. But I had a separate stand that you could slide it on, and it allows it to rotate and pivot up and down. So it's significantly heavy because it has to hold this monitor. I was carrying it separately, moving it into a car, and there's two levers, one to tilt it down and then the other one to release it and pull it up. And for some odd reason, how I was holding it, I pressed one of the levers and it snapped up and caught my finger and totally jacked up one of my fingers and destroyed the fingernail that was on top of my finger. So it was pretty bad. Blood was everywhere. It was kind of gnarly, but that did not feel good whatsoever. And it took a long time for that to heal and for that stinking nail to grow back. So I'm sorry to hear that, Emo Trash. That sounds really miserable, and this one's for you. Sound of your fingernail being ripped off. Emo Trash says she's had a day and a half even beyond that, and I'm ready to retire. I feel you. I really feel you. I am right there with you, and hopefully today's stream can give you a few laughs and a few, ooh, cool, that looks cool. And yeah, because also what I mentioned in the community post was I went to the store yesterday and only got one book, which is the first book we'll look at today. It's a great one, but I only got one book. And so I was like, well, what else am I going to talk about? So last night I started looking through my collection, went down a rabbit hole, and found some cool things that we can look at that I don't think I've talked about on stream here before. And they all kind of link together. So I'm really excited about that. So it went from it's just going to be a one book stream to oh, wow, I got all this stuff I can talk about. So very excited about that. Comrade Sammy says, emo, ouch. Sounds painful. Very painful. Fortunately managed to not rip off the whole thing. It's just the very tip, but I still don't recommend. Yeah. Ugh, that's bad. I mean, and it's thankfully, that's why we have fingernails, to protect our fingers. Because can you imagine without fingernails how painful that would have been? That would have been bad. Comrade Sammy, here we go. I had chips and queso today, so I'm good for now. Might get something later though. Chips and queso is awesome. There's a Chipotle that's not too far from our house, and I think I missed it. I think last week was like free queso week, but I love their queso there. I love their chips too. Got good chips at Chipotle. Emo Trash says, Grandma made a stir fry type deal. First time she's made a meal in a while. Nice. Didn't have to suffer through the process myself. Hopefully your fingernail did not go into the stir fry. Anything worse than nail accidents, finger accidents, is if they happen while you're cooking. That is bad. And I won't go into more details about that, but I have been exposed to an accident where something went into the food and there was a little bit of a discovery later. I won't go into detail on that because it's nasty. Shanth, what kind of language are you speaking, brother? That kind of language is saved for our old friend Cherish Psalms, who we don't see here much often, but that was her lingo. That just sounds wrong, Shanth. That sounds like you're You you didn't have the Riz? I don't know. You're, yeah. I can't even think of the right phrase. I'm about to like dad it up right now. No, I'm just gonna let it go. Pookie. All right, Sean. How you doing, friend? I'm so glad to see you. And I saw in the notifications, I think you're having a pizza live tonight. I might be able to catch a little bit of it, but I'm gonna be on the road driving my kid around. But that sounds awesome. Excited for you to do that. Always a good time. Go check out Sean's channel and subscribe and sign up for the notification so you can know when he does Pizza Live. Fun time for everyone. Sean, are we having Pizza Live? Not Rocky overcomplicating things we could. Nope, not me. Mark's Music Obsession. What's up, Mark? Back in a minute on White Sean's stream. Yes, that is exactly one of the people I saw. I was like, oh, shoot, Bancroft is streaming now. And I don't think he had streamed, at least when I looked, I think he had just started. So I was like, dang it. I'm going to kind of overlap with that, but it's okay. It's fun. People can jump around. It's not a one screen world. Can consume it all at the same time. We've got multiple screens. We do that all the time. We watch TV. We look at our phones. We can do all that. I will take the TV spot gladly. Mark's Music Obsession. Just put my big head up there. I'll take it. And then Bancroft can be in the phone, or it could vice versa, whatever. But I'm glad you popped in, my friend. And thank you for splitting your time. What the devil? Holy, what?
What's wrong, little Pookie?
Cherish Psalms, we haven't seen you in forever, and I just mentioned you like 20 seconds ago. Like, what the heck? Good to see you again, Cherish Psalms. Pookie? There's the Pookie. There's the Pookie. So good to see you. Hope you've been good. Love your profile picture. Always love a little Snoopy there. But yeah, good to see you. It is Thursday, not Wednesday. It was one of those days, Wednesday, where it was like, can't do it now. I just could not. I couldn't fit it in, and I mentally and emotionally couldn't fit it in yesterday. So pushed into Thursday. It's okay. It's okay. We'll catch up today. We'll have a good time. Emo says it absolutely is on my dominant hand. Sorry. Slowed down everything I do now. Yeah, that's got time to learn how to be ambidextrous. Everybody's saying hello again to Cherish Psalms. So good to see you. It's an important finger, the middle one. The middle finger on your dominant hand. What are you ever going to do, Emo Trash? That's some serious problems right there, I have to say. Have to be gentle when I hold my pencils. You know what? It's funny. You don't know what your fingers do, or actually what any of your limbs really do, until you can't use them, until you're incapacitated. Then you realize, oh, geez, how much pressure it has. I remember one time I like tweaked out my wrist, and there was certain things that I would do. I was like, ugh. I didn't realize that my wrist twisted so much when I did that. And now I know. And now that's going to be really hard, very painful to do. So be careful, Emo Trash. Forced me to write slightly neater since it hurts to write with my usual swiftness. All right. You got to learn. Good handwriting is always a pleasure. Yeah. I'm literally right here. Diesel, my man. Awesome seeing you, Diesel. Am I like totally, I feel like I'm peeking out here with my audio. Sorry if it's too loud. Good to see you, Diesel. Has been a while. Love pumping in that sound effect. And I hope you're doing, my friend. Hope all is well with you. We're going to have a fun time today. And a lot of it has to do with you guys being here. So thank you for being here. You have to give him time, Cherished. Yeah, Cherished, don't you remember? It takes me like 20 minutes. Well, that's like a minimum. 30 minutes. I woke up this morning. I tell you guys, I do this all the time. I wake up and I'm like, whoa, I could tweak this. I could do something different when I'm thinking about the stream. And I debated, and I might do this, thinking of putting a timer on, like an intro timer to get me to talk faster or to catch up sooner. So you guys know. So yeah, I debated doing that, but then I thought this could be a disaster. So I don't know. I got to think through that one a little bit more. He'll get there eventually. I will. Shanth is a Pookie consumer. Diesel says, miss you guys. We missed you too, man, but glad you're here. Hopefully you'll be lurking around more as we continue on every week. Not only here, Sean's channel. You know, we're doing a lot of fun stuff. I'm in the smack dab in the middle of the Steranko Master Study, which has been going great. We're two inking streams in on that one, and I'm guessing probably need 2 to 3 more to finish up that page. I am shooting, I'll just throw it out there now, barring any other curveballs that are going to like smack me like a smack me like yesterday. I am shooting to do a drawing stream earlier tomorrow, like in the early hours, like possibly starting that pre-lunch my time. So stay tuned for that. I want to get another stream in, and I told you guys that I probably would try and get more streams than normal this week. We already did the Master Study stream. Was it Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. And then we have today's stream, and then I really wanted to get another Master Study in. So I'm shooting for it. That's kind of on my mind. Like I want to do that possibly to Fridays. So keep your schedules open, keep your notifications, like, subscribe, all that business, because I want to do it. Cranberry Langers, what up, Cranberry?
This is a cranberry full of power.
Cranberry always bringing the great commentary and also the great jokes. So he says you're lurking while working. You're lurking while working. That rhymes on things. That's awesome. Make sure you throw in a good joke, though. Sean says Pizza Live is on. Awesome. Very excited. Diesel's excited. Can't wait until he comes face to face with my message. I did. I see you. So happy that you're here. I really hope you've been doing well, Cherish Psalms. What's up, broski, from the Diesel Man to Cranberry? Emo Trash says, my life shall improve then. I'll have my Pizza Live reward for surviving today's events. That's great. You did mention me, and I was there for a hot minute before you mentioned me, Rocky Poo. John's here.
He goes, what's your name? He goes, John.
Awesome, John. Good to see you, John. Hey, John, you weren't here last stream, but we wrenched our good friend Jeffrey Beats from Down Under. We had a new wrenching last stream, and you weren't there, but I do remember that you recommended wrenching him 2 streams ago. And so it has been done. It has been done. The mod squad increased by 1. Speaking of which, subscribers, we are at 493 as of today, guys. We made it over the 490 hump, which was hounding me all last week, that getting over that 486, 88. It just kept fluctuating up and down, but all of a sudden, boom, we're over 490. We're at 493. That means 7 more subscribers till 500, which, holy moly. Can you imagine we made it that far? Can you imagine that 500 people, possibly 496 bots? Oh, no, 400. My math is bad. 490 bots subscribed. That's super exciting. I also have to get those watch hours up, but we're close on that too. I think I have to do, I don't know. That's why I'm favoring these longer type streams, because you want to get those watch hours up as well. But I think once those 2 things are locked in, the world is ours. So very exciting. I'm so excited. Thank you guys for helping with that. John's catching up. John. Everybody's saying John. Hello to John. Oh, this is great. It's like the gang's all coming in. Wonderful. Bancroft complimented Shant on his ability to work and have deep conversations simultaneously. It's an art. It's an art. Some of us call that yapping, but Shant does have deep conversations. I just ramble and get distracted and go on tangents. But Shant has like deep philosophical conversations that. Did you guys ever remember that that phrase? Things that make you go, Yeah, that's Shant. That sums up Shant's conversations for me. John said, "Did Emo leave? I don't think so. I think she might have gotten a snack or something, or bandaged up her finger. I don't know." Still jumping back and forth. Thanks, Mark. This experience has now taught me every other nerve that's connected to the tip of one finger. You know, I've seen a lot of like memes or jokes about people saying like your tiny toe. I'm sure many of you have already stubbed your pinky toe in one time or the other, and that can incapacitate you for a while. So it's amazing how such a tiny thing, or like a paper cut, like can sting like the dickens, or biting your tongue. Like those tiny injuries can really take a person down. Hate the overlaps. Sorry, Mark. It's okay. Right after it happened, my whole hand was aching. I feel like my ring finger was as well, even though nothing happened to that one. If you ever don't see me for a while, just know I'm tied up working. No problem, Diesel. You're a good man, working hard. I know it. I know you're that kind of dude. John caught up. I haven't. John, ain't that the truth? Yes, Jeffrey Beats. Yes, he got it. So now I've got to craft. There's actually a few people I've got to I got to go through and check all the mods, because I think there's a few that I have not done sound effects up to this point, but I know Jeffrey Beats is one of them, obviously, because he's the most recent modder or mod squad, and I have some ideas for that, so I'm excited. So your storytelling skills is why we get the play-by-play. I thought that was just a feature of emo. 7 more subs. That's right. Let's do it. 494? Is it? No, Mark. I'm seeing 493. Oh, no, 494. What the heck? Mark. It's the Mark's Music Obsession effect. He threw in one more. He subscribed with his third account. 494. Just create 6 more accounts, Mark, and we're good. We're good. No, it's so exciting. Super exciting. I like your silliness. I like the rambles. I'm a silly person, so I'm drawn to you. Oh, thanks, Cherished Psalms. Drawn to me. That's like a Cranberry Langers joke right there, huh? Cranberry? Drawn to me. I appreciate that, Cherished Psalms. Thank you. I try my best. Just try to be authentic as possible. So if you guys met me in person, it would kind of be like this. If you see me, like when I talk to my kids and I'm like driving in the car, giving them dad advice, they're just like, oh God, just get to it. Just get to it. And I give them the whole context, the story, how I feel, the blah, blah, blah. I totally nerd out on them about stuff. And they giggle. But thank you. I think that's the fun thing with YouTube and just getting to know individual people. I know there's huge YouTubers, there's big YouTubers, and they have their personas and they do things really well. But I do love just the people that I meet and get to know through YouTube. Just the authenticity, and you're like, that would be a cool person to hang out with, or I love how that person talks about this, or I could shoot the fat with that person. Shant's like that for sure. I've said this a million times, but the Shant you guys see on stream is Shant in person. That's who he is. It's just the camera's turned on, but that's who he is 24/7. Ramble on, and now the time is now to sing my song. I'm going around the world. I gotta find my girl. Ah, yes, deep philosophical conversations about diaphanous and Lovecraft monsters. You know what? There's somebody always thinking about something out there. You have a bunch of little nerves on the surface of your skin and tongue. That's right. That's right. Yep, nerve bundles. You could do a VB ad for Jeffrey Beats or Beats by Dre. That's a pretty good idea. I was asking for Bancroft for some Australian ideas because I used up my only Australian idea on his sound effect. So he threw some out there, which is awesome. So yeah, I got a few things in mind. Amazing. $4.94. I'm so happy about that. Drawn to Me was very like one of my corny puns. I approve. Very good, very good. All right, so I caught up. I did what time? Average 30-ish minutes into the stream. And that's because I have trailers, I have intro, countdown. So it's not just all me talking. But that is kind of average on when I catch up on the intro chat. Shoot the breeze or chew the fat, Rocky, not shoot the fat. Unless you really against. I think I've said that before. Shoot the fat, chew the breeze. Shoot the breeze, chew the fat. Yep. Whatever. Shoot it. And here she is, Katie.
Say cup of tea.
Cup of tea.
No. A cup of tea.
Got your cup of tea right here, Katie. We're ready for you. Cup of tea. How are you doing? Catches up just in time to miss Katie. No, I got it. Currently have a dog sleeping on my lap 2 hours ago. I did not own it. Wow. Did you get Emo Trash's dog? Did she ship her dog out to you in the UK? Is that what happened? That's amazing. What kind of dog did you get? What's your dog's name? I have all the questions. So exciting. That's so cute. There is something about... This is the last thing I'll say, and then we'll get to comics. There is something to animals... Just that therapy of having animals around. You guys know I have 2 cats, and there is nothing more calming than just having one of them fall asleep on you. My cats have different, like right now they're totally passed out. Not in my office, but they're totally passed out upstairs. And this is like the perfect time to like get them and like put them on your lap, and they'll just like be limp noodles, and occasionally they'll purr. Sometimes they'll be too sleepy to purr. But there's something about that just like calms the soul. And yeah, so, it's on like really tough days or whatever, when you just have something stressful. Sometimes I just got to pick up a cat and just like sit with it for a little bit just to like chill you out. And then they start meowing and get annoying, and then you want to throw them out of the house. And, it's a love-hate relationship. But yeah, that sounds amazing though. Katie, so I hope, yeah, Emotress says there better be images of this dog on Discord. Shoot the fat. I'm sticking to it. Shoot the fat. Comrade Sammy already called dibs on Emo's dog. Cranberry Landry says I might be working around animals if I get a job. All right, that could be cool. That could be fun. She's a Saluki Greyhound cross called Lady. Aw, my daughter brought her home. Aw, that's super sweet. Katie is technically, it's my daughter's dog, Mark, but yes. Putting photos in Discord now. Okay, you guys on Katie's Discord, check it out. Shoot the fat sounds like the latest diet fad. I'm going to start it. Shoot the fat. Hashtag shoot the fat. That's what we're all about. Okay, so I'm going to start off with... Oh, dear. Is that like the shadow from here or here? Weird. I'm going to start off... That was the shadow of my mic. I'm going to start off with the one current book that I picked up, and I showed a bit of it already, or showed the cover of it already in the community tab. So Hyde Street is one of the surprise hits for me from Ghost Machine. And a big reason of that is it's a horror book. Sorry, just looking at the focus. How is it that I set up the focus before and then I didn't touch anything and then the focus, it goes out of focus. All right. Big surprise that I love this book so much. It's because it's a horror book, and straight up like freaky horror, has a lot of like Twilight Zone influence. Huge draw for me for this book is the artwork. Ivan Reese Rice, and Danny Miki are the artists on there, with Brad Anderson coloring this. And it's just super top notch, like really great. I would love to see a black and white of this, because I think the colors are fantastic on this book, but just the intricacy on the line work of this is pretty incredible. And they've set it up mainly with, oh, Shant, you would love this. Look at these Universal monsters right here. These posters, they comped in these posters: Dracula, Invisible Man, Lon Chaney, Phantom of the Opera, and Dracula right here. Fun references. But it's very like Twilight Zone inspired. And then they set up these two main characters. There's this like Boy Scout, and also there is Mr. X-Ray, he wears these X-ray glasses, and these guys live on Hyde Street, or they exist on Hyde Street, which is kind of like a gateway to like purgatory a little bit. So people go there who they've done horrible things in their lives, and it's kind of up to this Boy Scout character and Mr. X-Ray they judge them a little bit and put them in these situations that kind of judge them for what they've done in the past. So it's kind of this crazy concept, but really well executed. Jeff Johns is the writer. Great writing on this. So yeah, I look forward for this book coming out. I was just going to try out the first issue, then I just got hooked, and every issue, this is 4, every issue has been really outstanding up to this point. And this one, they are introducing the Frankenstein, or Frankenstein's monster. And it seems like they're tapping into that Universal Monsters genre. It's great. Great expressions. Just great. One thing I noticed too, the way that hands are dealt with in these drawings are outstanding. Great hand drawings here. Here, like, look at these hands. Hands are some of the hardest things to draw, and yet we stare at them all the time, and we break our fingernails, rip their fingernails off all the time. But yeah, they're really hard to draw. But fantastic hands here. Let me push this up a little bit more so I'm not so on the edge of my desk. Okay, let's see. Hashtag shoot the fat. That's right. Nice emoji. Dogs are awesome. Hoping MMO gets another. Yep. 6 away from the paid membership. Yeah, I think we'll see. I still got the watch hours thing, Mark, but yeah, for sure 500 is that goal as far as subscribers. Lady is a cutie. Oh, I guess you guys are seeing images. Now no more stream jumping. What'd I miss? Fill in the cracks. Didn't miss much. A lot of shooting the fat. It's going to happen. I'm going to make it happen. And the faces too, going back to the comic, the faces too are so good. I have not seen, I feel like Danny Miki's inking on this is just incredible. That's why I'd love to see this in black and white. It's so detailed and like fine line. Check out these colors too. I'm gonna zoom in. Just the colors on this one panel, maybe not that much. But look how subtle the coloring is on this. It's really, Really nice. There's like a warm flesh tone here. Just slight grads. I don't know if you guys can see it. Just slight grads to add a little bit of lighting on this side. But then there's a cooler tone. Close to this, but a cooler tone here on this left side. But it just totally gives this nice like dimensional quality to lighting, and it's just good color theory. It's awesome. Love that. It's like normally people are just looking at colors of like the big boom ba, you know, the big like explosions or superhero powers or superhero costume, but I just love like somebody who really, really knows coloring, and Brad Anderson seems to, and doesn't overdo it, but it just enhances the art. It's great, great shot right there. Look at that face. So much line work on that face. It's beautiful, beautiful artwork. And he draws kids really well too, like the way he draws this girl, but also like the way he draws the. I don't think he's in this story, but he draws the Boy Scout. Is awesome. It's got very sinister and also like really innocent at the same time. Here's Mr. X-Ray kind of coming in here, doing something. Wow. Crazy. That's awesome. It goes black and white. Oh yeah, it's just kind of like this like scoreboard or something. This was introduced in one of the earlier issues. These are awesome, awesome artwork. Well, it looks like Mr. X-Ray is just like beating the snot out of this Frankenstein guy. Like nailing these bolts in his face. He's truly like a horrific monster here. Great. Wow, that's great. There's the kid. So I did notice this ad. It's a great cover, but the next issue, issue 5, is a different artist. So maybe Ivan Reis and Danny Miki are taking a break, but this is a different artist. Not this cover. This cover is the same artist, but Francis Portela. I've heard of his name. I think he's done a lot of DC work before, but I'm like, dang, he's not going to be drawing it. It's cool. They're kind of touching on all these, like, it seems like they're tying these into the stories they're telling. So like the piranha people, they were brought in before. They're like the equivalent of like sea monkeys. The monster that was in this, the Frankenstein monster is in this. And I know that there's actually a, Shanth knows, there's that huge Frankenstein that they would sell, that Frankenstein stand-up. What's the name of the artist that did that? Famous artist that you could buy it. This was from, there was a comic, one-shot comic called Devour, so that must be from that. So maybe these will happen in the future, maybe. There's Mr. X-Ray glasses. Cool. Looks like a great issue. Can't wait to read that one. Hyde Street. Go get it. I know Shelby says this is like the best book of the last, I don't know how many years he said. Like he actually declared it was the best book in the last, I want to say 5 years or something. Crazy. It is really good though. It's a great, great book. Okay. We use and abuse our hands all the damn time. Yes, hands are very complex. Wish I had a way to see Katie's dog. Maybe I should join. Oh, what's it called? Diffcorp? Dincorp? Never mind. I can't remember. Big question is, will there be a Pizza Live tonight, Shanth? Yes, Shanth said there will be. That's right. Shooting the fat. There we go. It's called Twitter, Comrade Sammy. That's right. We love blood splatter, color pop. That's right. It was used really well when it went like muted tones. Look at that. That's amazing. I've talked about this animated series that I created a long time ago. It was a web series. It was called Joe Paradise, and the color scheme in that was I based it off of like film noir. So it was pretty much like a grayscale animated series, but then I used one color per episode to make a pop. And oftentimes it was red. So yeah, it's a really good combo of, especially when it represents blood here. It's pretty awesome. Nice castle. Yeah, it was an awesome castle drawing. I love that. Beautiful. There's a lot of like hatching going on here. I get it with the colors like dialed it back. It like feels misty, but man alive, it's got this almost Bernie Wrightson feel to it. Bernie Wrightson did these great Frankenstein images, some of his best work, and used a lot of cross hatching and hatching. And this kind, I feel like they must have been looking at Wrightson stuff just because this is Frankenstein and kind of the style of it. It's good. That kid looks like a yassified cross between Pinocchio and Chucky. He kind of is. Definitely has the Chucky vibe in there. Okay, taking bets. How long before Katie's asleep or asleep now with a dog on her lap and Rocky's dulcet ASMR voice? That's a double whammy right there. The Frankenstein poster by Jack Davis. There you go. That's right. That's right. Thank you. John shot me a DM. Holy cow. Wait. Okay, this is getting complicated now. A DM. Wait. Oh. I'm like, where? You're talking about on Discord. On the Discords. Okay, give it a second to fire up. Do you guys ever find like when you open up Discord, at least on your computer, not on your phone, it's always updating? Like they're constantly updating Discord. And so every time I open it, it's like, oh, I gotta wait for the updates to get in. See, it's like downloading up. And I'm not on Discord that much at all. Soon, I think I'll probably be more in the future, especially as these kind of subscription stuff kick in. But, okay. Oh, geez, John, you sent me a message a while ago. Sorry. Okay, what am I doing? Oh, aw. Aw. Can I show these on stream? Katie, are you still there? Can I show these on stream? Let me know. I don't want to like invade your privacy, but show me, let me know if I can share one image of Lady. That's the link that John sent me. Super cute. Look at those legs. What a cutie. Okay. If they kill it, Shanth, it's chat time. That's right. Those are amazing pages. Look gorgeous. They are great, great artwork. If you love the artwork, good story, good artwork, very interesting characters, Hyde Street is for you. I love their quality of their books too. They print a higher quality, and all their covers are this like satin finish, so it's not glossy, but it's not matte. It's just nice. It's just a nice feeling. It has some like substance to it. Okay. Pretty baby. Discord is constantly updating. It's kind of annoying. Katie, I mean, I guess it's great. I never see I don't know what the updates are, but It's great that they're working on it all the time. I don't know. Okay, see? Now all these notifications are coming up now that I just... Okay. Cutie, cutie, patootie. All right. Not you want to. I don't want to derail. Okay, I won't. Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 is here. What's
How
up?
do you say monkey in French?
Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming in here. All right. You missed it. We're done. No. This was the one book, the one current book that I picked up this week. Hyde Street #4. It's awesome. Really recommend this series. You can even wait till Hyde Street. It will most definitely be compiled into a graphic novel because that's what they're doing with. That's what they've done with Redcoat and Geiger and Rook Exodus. That one hasn't come out yet, but they're doing it. So I'm assuming they're going to do it for Hyde Street as well. So you can wait for the compilation, or you can just go back and pause on my stream and read every panel. If you don't want to pay money for it, you can do that too. But I highly recommend it. It's great. Great series. Katie says, yes, if you want to. I don't want to derail. Oh, okay. All right, I'll share it. No, I'll totally share it. Okay, give me 1 second because it's worth it. She's super cute. How do I do this? Oh, shoot. Ugh, that's going to be one of these. No. No. Current application. Oh, that worked. Okay, you guys ready for this? For those of you who have not seen already, oh shoot. For those of you who have not seen already, this is Katie's dog lady. Come on. Wait. Why does that look weird? Oh, you guys are seeing like my... Sorry, why are you seeing that? What the... Okay, there. Isn't she a cutie patootie? So cute. Look at those legs. Look at that face. Look at that look. Aw. So cute. All right. Thanks, Katie. Thank you for sharing. I'm going to quit out of Discord now because it's beeping in my ear. All right. Publish. Back to live mode. That was messy. All right. Wait. Okay, go back. We're going back here. There. Okay. Now, what's next? Oh, this was one graphic novel that I did not get to talk about on stream. It was that stream I had a few graphic novels I had picked up at a store, used graphic novels. There was one like Artifacts and The Invaders and something else. Artifacts, Invaders, there was one other graphic novel that I picked up. Oh, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. one. That's right. And then I said I had one and I just skipped it because we ran out of time on the stream. Well, this was it. It's an Ash compilation. And I don't know if you guys remember, one of my earlier streams that I did a show called Comics Yeah, Comics Nah. And I only did 2 episodes. I did it with Marty, my friend Marty, who is a firefighter. And the first comic book that I introduced him to was Ash. And I think I showed maybe issue 1 or 2 on that series to him. And he loved it. And he ended up buying a few issues so that he can catch up and read on it. But this I found relatively cheap and is the first volume of the series. I think it collects the first 5 issues and then some like behind the scenes material. So I'm a huge Joe Quesada fan. I think he is one of those artists that constantly write, at least his 90s, 2000 artwork. He's just, well, let me back up. He's a fantastic artist and a great storyteller. I've always thought that. his artwork has for sure evolved since he started on the scene, and it really hit a high bar for me when he was drawing X Factor. We'll talk about that in a little bit. X Force. No, X Factor. X Factor. But it really hit a high bar there. And then he did like Exo Man of War a little bit. He did Ninjak, like really awesome. And then he started working on his own original creation, Ash, with his buddy Jimmy Palmiotti. These two were kind of like an inseparable creative duo for a long time. And Ash was so awesome because it was the first time that I had seen a firefighter really used as a superhero, or that concept of firefighting, a firefighter being injected into a comic book. So I really liked that idea, and I really liked his design of Ash. And the stories, as I read them, yeah, they were okay. I definitely think Quesada's a better artist than he is a writer. But there were some great concepts in there, and the artwork was awesome. So I love that I was able to find this compilation of the first 5 issues, because I think I myself own maybe the first 3 or 4. And it's always good, especially if it's affordable and not too expensive. It's always nice to have it just compiled together. One of the things Quesada, his style evolved a lot over the years, and at times it would be a lot more stylized. So he for sure had like more of a graphic approach to the characters, more exaggerated approach to the characters. But then he got a little bit more realistic as time went on, and he could go back and forth in that range, which is amazing for an artist to be able to do that. Like some of his current stuff that he's drawing now is super realistic and amazing. But I do love it when he dabbled more in the cartooniness of stuff, and also like used a lot of like silhouette stuff and shadows. He's really masterful with his shadow work. One of the best series that Quesada worked on was his Azrael, Batman Azrael stuff, where he was inked by Kevin Nolan. That was like some of the best Quesada artwork ever. And he also does really interesting panel layouts. Just kind of pushing what storytelling is. That is the coolest dude right there. Although there's something about like planning for the seam on the artwork. Like I would love to see this without having to bend the page open so wide, because his face is right there on the seam. But what a cool angle. What a cool drawing. It's just so dynamic. It was cool character design. I always questioned he rode this kind of nondescript purple bike. There wasn't anything special to it. Yeah. These are some paintings by another artist. I don't know if they were... I don't remember them being in the single issues. I think they might just be for this... They were either variant covers or they're just for this graphic novel as chapter dividers. Thank you. Now back to comics and art. After the dogs. Aw. Told you she's a cutie. She's absolute cutie. Happy Wednesday, Thursday, Comics Rocky. Is that signed? I got the same book and it was signed by Joe and Jimmy on the first page inside the back in the day. No, it's not. Unfortunately not. This was just found at a comic book store. It's cool though. There's some great drawings in here. I love this like flame in his hair. It doesn't make any sense, but I love it. This is a cool design element. His big gloves that had the like I don't know, spouts for energy. I really actually, that was part of the story issue for me. I was like, I didn't totally quite get his powers. It's a little Spawn reference there. Look how exaggerated that. Like he would do that. Like this is such an exaggerated face and hand, but the way that he rendered the lighting on it made it feel real and like believable and solid. So it's this cool combo. It's fun. And I did find Quesada he was a little wordy in his storytelling, like a lot of talky. That's awesome. Yeah, it's cool. It's fun stuff. Look at this tiny twig legs. Wow, that's an awesome panel. That's killer. It's great. The rendering on that smoke is awesome too. Yeah, it's just awesome. His shadow work is so fun. It's like, it feels real, but it's also like super stylized. I think that's magic. Like that's a magic like combo. Can make the stylization, the cartooniness feel believable. Yeah, his like skinny legs always cracked me up. Oh, I totally forgot. Sorry, Shelby. Like off my game. There we go. Shelby said his book was signed straight from Dime and never saw that happen before with a pre-order book back then. Huh, interesting. Must have been when they were like first launching. They're just throwing in all the gimmicks. Here we go again. He did it again. He like drew that face in the seam. Like I'm sure that's a really cool face, but I'm not about to break my binding to try and look at it. He should have just off-centered it a bit. Yeah, it's cool. One of the things that I put on my pull list that I'm supposed to have come out by now. I thought it was coming out like in February, but it hasn't. But they're doing like an artist edition or a black and white version of Exo Man of War, the very first issue that Quesada drew. But they're releasing a black and white version with just his pink ink work. The black and white ink work. So I'm really excited about that. It's cool. It's a cool character. Like there's just a lot of talking here. I don't know if it's all necessary. It's great. See the black and white artwork there. Cool spread. This character named Gabriel. Then this villain was, I think he was called either the Actor? Yeah, the Actor. Totally like riffing off a Joker. I don't think I've read these later issues. This does not look familiar to me at all. I must have fallen off the series by this point. It's fun. Quesada was always playing around with panel borders, like Art Nouveau, Art Deco kind of stylings here. Weird. This is a weird painting. It looks like Brad Pitt. Definitely referencing Brad Pitt there. Yeah, cool stuff. So like I said, compilation of issues 1 through 5. Look at that panel layouts. I mean, he didn't have to draw anything here. But he did this interesting arrow layout. Wonder why. Look here first. Yeah, these nice Art Nouveau borders. I don't think he painted this. I must have gotten that painter to draw these images, which is kind of interesting. Weird combo. I love his splash pages with Ash, though. They're just good. I always feel like his muscles, the way that Quesada would draw muscles, were like chiseled out of granite. There you go. And here's some back behind the scenes sketches. Just one measly page of behind the scenes sketches. There we go. Ash. This is called, just volume 1. I thought it had a name. Pretty cool. It's a great name too, Ash. That's a cool name for a firefighter. All right. Ash. See what you did there, Rocky. Being yesterday was Ash Wednesday for... Oh, yeah. Seeing on the news all the ashes on people's foreheads. That's right. I didn't plan that. Surprisingly enough, John, I didn't plan that. We don't question hair flame. That's right. It just looks cool. Too messy, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 says. Doesn't like it. Not me forgetting about my finger and grabbing something incorrectly. Ouch. To derail, I asked both Joe and Jimmy about an omnibus, and both said they kind of have no interest in it. I get the vibe they had a fall. Huh. Don't plan on working together again. I get that feeling too, just because, yeah, they were inseparable before, always working together. Although there has been a few, I think Jimmy Palmiotti is doing a number of like Kickstarter books or like crowdfunded books. And I have seen Joe Quesada do like variant covers for him. So maybe that's not a complete falling out. But yeah, I get the same feeling you do as well, Shelby. Like their relationship is not the same. And yeah, an omnibus could be awesome. I don't know how many more issues beyond those 5 there are. Like I know he did another miniseries, and then he did a crossover Ash with Azrael, which I have somewhere. So I know there's more stories there, but yeah, it'd be interesting to know. I guess it's easy to look up like how many total Ash books there were out there. Bro needs to get the leg day routine from Absolute Batman. That's right. Is that Fat Back Man emo? Big Back Man. That's right. Big Back. My daughter hates it when I say that. She told me that phrase, and then I started using it, and she was like, it's the worst thing you could say. Double caked up on a Thursday. When writers think too much of themselves, wall of text. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Which is funny because he's both the writer and the artist. So Todd McFarlane had that same problem when he started writing his own Spider-Man stuff and then Spawn, where he would just like just verbal vomit too much. And I'm like, dude, just lean on the drawings, man. Lean on the drawings. You don't have to prove anything. Just give us more Todd drawings. You want me to eat healthy, Rocky? I'm having an apple as a snack. Happy? I am happy. Comrade Appleseed. All right. Gotta love a guy with purple junk. That's right. Art imitating life. Put some more duct tape on your finger. Guys, we're all kind of limping towards the end of the week. It's been a rough one. It's been a rough one, folks, for all of us. Real question, what does Marty think of Ash? He loved it. He really did. He did. And I think it's that firefighter thing, that firefighter connection. So yeah, he liked it a lot. The overall vibe of how they replied to me was like, yeah, not in the near future. Next question. Dang. You should have just kept probing. No, guys, like, I know you're best friends, right? Like, come on, you guys, get the band back together. Just kind of pushed it. See what happened. Oh my gosh. Mighty Geek Studios, what's up? Dads are not supposed to use any saying their kids use. But I can't help it. You can't help it. Really can't. All right, so as I was thinking, so those were the two things I kind of had floating in the back. But as I was thinking of what else I could talk about, there was one stream where I recalled this book, and I was like, where was it? I couldn't find it on a shelf or anything. Well, I found it, and it's worth talking about. And it's going to lead into some other stuff that we're going to look at today. But this issue of Wizard Magazine, number 21, has by far one of the coolest covers on the planet. And this was peak Jae Lee artwork. This was peak Jae Lee popularity. And it's when he made the move to Image Comics and started helping out on these other guys' books, like Rob's books, Youngblood Strike File, and then eventually Wildcats trilogy. But I love this Wizard magazine so much because it featured Jae Lee, and this cover was just beautiful. My gosh, like so good. Jae Lee was just like he grabbed that guitar and just was playing his electric solo at this point. It's really, really amazing. I love his rendition of all these characters. Like this is the coolest, one of the coolest versions of these characters ever. Like his chapel, like killed it. It's like so scary and frightening and amazing. All of his characters look like they could cut you, like not only with their blades, but with their hair, with their glances, with their faces. There was just such an edge, literally an edge to his drawings. And I just love this cover. But I thought it'd be fun to just flip through it because it's 1993. May 1993 is when this came out. I've seen this magazine talked about a lot by people who used to love Wizard magazine, and it was one of those like marker issues that we all knew and love. But it would be a cool blast from the past just to go like, look at all this Jae Lee goodness. Come on. Just looking at this just reminds me of like how exciting it was to discover his artwork. He just everything that he was doing just was like so different and just had such a flair to it. Look at that. I love this image. So great. Some Neil Adams. Death Watch 2000. I mean, 2000 seemed like it's so far in the future. And now it's like, wow, that's old. This is a weird image for a comic book store or company. So yeah, I thought it'd be fun to just kind of flip through it, get like just a snapshot of that time period, what was coming out, what was exciting. This is where comics were at their peak, and kids like me were just losing our minds of how cool everything that was coming out. Shanthan Jetty Art says, overwriting is funny. I was working on Spring Ball and I had written a caption that said said the same as a thought balloon. Diabolical. Right? I told Jimmy, okay, money left on the table. Got it. That's right. Jerk. Fine, Jimmy. Hail, Mighty Geek Studios. Big back is allowed. Dads can't help but be cringe, though. It's true. It's true. In my opinion, Ash ended too soon. Yeah, I I guess I fell off it too early. I didn't, and maybe it was because, and I can't even remember. I don't think it was coming out regularly. Like there's delays and stuff, and then your attention gets distracted by the next shiny thing, and so I kind of fell off. And the writing didn't keep me hooked in, and then I lost track, and then they restarted with another mini series that I was just talking about. So it got a little confusing, and I don't know if they ever wrapped it up properly or they just moved on. Jim Suter, do you guys remember this? The Plasm. Oh my gosh. It's so weird. This did not appeal to me at all. It's because they were trying this. Like Shooter, like one of the greatest editors, was trying this. But this, in competition with this, there is just no way. No way. I love the letters column. It's always fun. I loved this. This was cool because they took in fan art. Wizard did, and they would publish it. There was always, look at this. It's a young Jeff Matsuda. That's cool. This must have been before he got discovered as an artist. That's really cool. But yeah, there was always this like dream you would have as a kid of like, oh, I wish my letter would get published. News, DC's news. Yeah, like this stuff was coming like this. Remember that stream I did on the death of Superman? And I kind of explained in that stream, like I wasn't really into DC, and this was the same time that Death of Superman and Reign of Superman was coming out. It's because this was the alternative. Like, you just can't compare. It's like yeah. Image was like, could not be beat at this point in time. At least in my mind. Malibu Comics. Oh, that does not look good. Written by Walter Koenig from Star Trek. That just doesn't look good, though. It was cool. Allred was starting to come out here. Mike Allred, creator of Madman. Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 says issue 23 is better. Really? Okay, now you got me curious. I don't know what issue 23 looks like. What? Really? Issue 23 was better? Doesn't look that good. I mean, the classic issues I remember were the issue 1 that Todd drew, and they used to always incorporate the like wizard hat before. So it's like issue 1, issue 2. Here, let me share my screen. This. Yep. Okay. And move this here. This is kind of a fun trip. And publish. So this is issue 23. This one? Really, Mr. Monkey Boy? This looks like a Bart Sears drawing. It's okay. But these are the ones that I remember, like that. McFarlane. Oh, whoops. That's not a good image. This one for sure. Oh, I love this drawing. Oh, why do you keep sending me? That is so cool. Great Jim Lee drawing there. And then look at, this one's awesome. This, speaking of Joe Quesada, look at that image. Oops. Well, that's great. Really great. See what other images they have. Well, that one was pretty cool. Wizard 9. Oh yeah, this one I remember. This is what number? Is this number 14? Isn't this Art T-Bear? Pretty cool. I remember that one. Trying to think what other ones were like memorable. This one was pretty memorable. Issue 11, Spawn. I have another one that is, I think it had an Adam Hughes cover on it. I don't even remember what issue number that was. Anyway, just fun stuff, fun memories of what? No, I'm not huffing the camera. No, I'm not huffing it. Ending on a cliffhanger is always cringe. Yes. No 14-year-old wanted that Plasm crap. Plasm was okay, really? I don't even know anybody who read it or bought it. Rocky said, kids like me excited about comics that were coming out in 1993. I was out of college already in 93. You know, it is. We were all young once, just at different times. All right, let's see. Look at these. Look at these video games. Graphics. 4.5 faces. Those graphics are 4.5. Look at that. We still have things that look like that now. 16-bit power got a new name. This game is called Cybernator. I never had Cybernator. Oh my gosh. Alien 3 video game for the Game Boy. Oh, they had this mail in here. So I think you might have just, $1.95 for shipping and handling. And you get Sam Keith's The Max 1/2. I don't even know where that is anymore. I know I have it like with wherever the rest of my childhood comics are that I can't find. But I mailed it off. You can see I tore it off and sent it out to get Max 1/2. I don't even remember what it looks like. That's pretty cool. Like they had all these cool little gimmicks that kept you engaged. I really loved Wizard Magazine. Oh, okay. This is awesome. Oh, check it out. They're advertising Deathblow #1, which was great, with the flip side of Cybernary. Nick Manabat. I have that video of the unboxing of the Cybernary Artist Edition, which is awesome. So it's kind of cool to see an ad for that. Great Jim Lee stuff right there with Deathblow. But this is awesome. Okay, so I've talked about Bart Sears and his oh shoot. Gosh. Oh yeah. This series that he did called Brute and Babe. Well, so he did a comic book for Brute and Babe. I don't know how many issues. I only have 2 of them. And he started his own company, Ominous Press. But this is the start of it. Was he was doing a series for Wizard Magazine called Brutes and Babes, which was how to draw comics, like his own little like tutorials every issue. And he did a cable cover contest, which is so cool. This is still a great drawing. The guy who won, this is the winner. That's still a great drawing. Kind of has a Quesada feel to it, actually. Here, let me zoom in. Let me zoom in a bit so you guys can get the full picture. That's pretty cool. Yeah. That's pretty rad, that cover. So it's cool because he talk about the contest, and then he also talks about kind of his tips of like, oh, I would have changed this. I would have done this differently. That drawing is pretty good, blah, blah, blah. This guy named Stephen Gallegos won the contest. Captures the essence of Cable brilliantly with a well-composed image showing good use of blacks to separate the figures. And then there's another artist here, Jerry Alangwalan, who I've known of this guy's work just because he was Filipino. And at the time I was like totally like tapped into Filipino comic artists or whatever. And he was a friend of Wills Portacio, who's also Filipino, kind of brought him over, and he got some work. He had a pretty long career of specifically as an inker, because he had like all this like very intricate detail the way he inked his stuff. But it's kind of cool that he entered in this contest. Look at this beautiful like cross that he rendered in the background here. Look at that gun. It's an awesome cover. And then the awesome thing too is Bart Sears then did his own version here, and kind of how he laid it out, did the rough pencils, and then penciled it. That's a cool cover. And then they showed different runners up, which is so fun to look at too. This one's a pretty cool cover. Well, that's pretty dynamic. He said, here we have a very powerful dynamic design with Cable really thrusting forward in a nice forced perspective. Although the rendering is a little unclear when we get down to Cable's midsection, thigh, I'm not quite certain if he's crawling over a pile of debris or armored figures. It has a good flow to it. This is by Tim Townsend. I wonder if that's the... Isn't there an inker named Tim Townsend? I wonder if that's him. Like a professional comic book inker. It was fun. I love seeing this. I remember as a kid looking at this going, oh man, so cool. And here's more entries here. I swear these names, a lot of these names are kind of somewhat familiar. It's great. It's really cool just to see just the time period and people trying to break into comics, get noticed with their work. Really fun. Oh, Sean. Oh my gosh. All right, Shant just texted me. I got to share this. This is why issue 23 is what you guys are talking about. I had no idea. Shant, why did I not know this? Okay, wait. This is hilarious. All right, how do I do this? All right, now I gotta... Definitely not set up here for... Okay, Sean sent me some images. That's what I'm trying to... share with you guys. Maybe you guys already know this, and I'm the only one who doesn't. No. Is it that? Okay, yeah, I could do it that way. Okay, cool. Let's publish. Boom. So this is why issue 23 was brought up, because Sean's art, bottom right corner there, is in it. Hickson, Tennessee. Oh my gosh. There it is. Shanthan Jetty. Killing it with Bloodshot. Is that Bloodshot? Who is that? Is that Bloodshot? So good. That's amazing. Love it. Look at it. Shant's already doing his like fancy lettering, hand done lettering here. How old were you when you did this, Shant? That's amazing. I love it. Debut of a soon-to-be awesome town. There you go. Issue 23. I'm in that one. There you go. Sorry. I'm usually pretty up to date with all the like Shant behind the scenes early work stuff, but I don't know why I didn't know about that one. And that's amazing that Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 knows it. Cranberry Landry says, I think I had liked the look of Plasm as a kid. It's been a while though. I don't know. Didn't totally resonate with me. Come on, groomsman. That's right. That's right. Seriously, fake Sean the Man. Oh, sorry, man. Eat my shorts, awesome one says.
Yes! That's awesome!
That's right. I gotta eat Sean's shorts because I didn't know that about him. Didn't know that he was in Wizard 23. Awesome one's cooking some chicken and broccoli. Well done. Well done. Little Bird says hi, though I'm gonna go. Got class in a little over 10 minutes. All right, Emo Trash, have a good class. Thank you for coming in. Hope your finger feels better. Pray for my ability to keep up with the notes. Oof. Maybe you got to do like verbal dictation. As my dad says, your head always feels better when you stop banging against the wall. That's good advice. I was that pick for a while, for a whole stream. Yeah. Shant's image didn't skip leg day. No way. John, a little bit. May take some time for the Tylenol to kick back in. Michael Bancroft. Michael Bancroft.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
He knows that name. He knew that young whippersnapper, Shanthan Jetty from Hickson, Tennessee. He knew that name. How you doing, Michael Bancroft? I am so sorry that I stepped over your stream when I set up my stream. I was like, oh shoot, Bancroft's streaming. So I kind of crossed streams with you there. So apologies, but thank you for coming in here right now. Oh, Rye. Yeah. White Shanth made it. That's right. We got White Shanth, Brown Croft. We're all good. We got one half of our Australian delegate here. Maybe Jeffrey Beats will swing in here and double that up. I thought I would be dead by now. Oh, Shanth. Amazing. It's amazing that you're here. And how far have we come? So that was 23, issue 23. This is May 1993. So May, June. So that maybe that was July. I'm guessing that was July. Let me look. July 1993. 7. Oh my gosh. So 31 and a half years ago, that was you. Oh my gosh. You've been famous since 93, Shanthan Jetty art. He has. That's Bloodshot, and that's Shant's Bloodshot cover. What issue was that? I want to check it if I have it. 23, issue 23, Michael Bancroft. Wizard 23. Yep. I think Shanth did 3 Valiant covers. He did? Was he in it? Michael Bancroft says, I've got it. Amazing. Oh my gosh. Dark Roast Bancroft. That's right. What did I say? Browncroft. Dark Roast Bancroft. Yes. Also known as Browncroft. That's so funny. This has been sitting in my cottage this whole time. There you go. We're making I know you guys are already connected, but we're just revealing how connected we all really are. After all this time, you had a piece of Shanth in your cottage this whole time for 31 and a half years. Didn't even know it. This is cool. They're like promoting people creating their own characters. The Flail and Dr. Good Vibes. That's fun. I think just how Wizard like engaged their audience was pretty neat. And it was fun. I know as a kid it was fun reading it and just like, oh, I wish I could get it. I hope I can get in Wizard. They had a great sense of humor too in their magazine and their writing. It's kind of a snapshot of books coming out during this time. The movies. That's a Dale Keown cover for Dinosaurs for Hire. That's weird. That's cool. That's a cool dinosaur. Look at that, Doctor Doom. What are the chances now we're on the cusp of a new Doctor Doom coming out to the movies? This is how it was before. Arguably amazing. This is for that Fantastic Four movie. How funny. How far we've come. Look at that thing. We're talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie here, number 3. The biggest news of the month is the teaming of Steven Spielberg and Rob Liefeld on a big-budget Universal film. Liefeld will develop, design, and produce Doom's 4, a science fiction superhero adventure with elements of genetic... I guess that never happened. That's cool. Oh yeah, I think they were the guys that were doing that did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie worked on this Fantastic Four movie. Is that right? I think they did. God, I love this Jae Lee image. It's great. He knew just the right lines to put down. And then he would do like really crazy, just unbridled stuff in certain spots. And then he would just black in the other spots. Be really simple. Like, look how simple her hair treatment and her face is. And like these blades are part of her costume. Then look at like he rendered the folds. It's awesome. Trading cards. Here's the artists of the time: Adam Hughes, Dale Keown, Sam Keith, Jae Lee, Mark Silvestri, all burned in my brains. Those guys. Here we go. Here's the interview with Jae Lee. Look how young that dude. He's about like 3 times this size now, Jae Lee is, but look how young he is. I think he was like 19 or 17 when he got discovered. It's great. Image ashcans. We were talking about ashcans last stream. Pit number 2 ashcan. Cyberforce number 2 Max 1. Signed by the artist, $15 plus $5 postage and handling. That's a steal. And that's that store again that Shelby knew about, Bowie and Board in Arizona. Turok. Valiant was trying to compete with Image Comics at the time with their own stuff. Turok the Dinosaur Hunter. Get a fold out poster. Beautiful. It's so good. I love this image. I don't think this character Die Hard ever had this blade. I think Jae Lee just made it up, and it looks amazing. I love his shaft. It's amazing. That is a bad sound clip. I like how he drew Rob Liefeld's character Shaft. This is a Jim Lee drawing advertising this story Union that was drawn by Mark Texiera, which actually was really great. I don't think I have my issues of Union. I only probably had 1 or 2 issues of that, but it was awesome. That was when Mark Texiera was at the top of his game as well. Did some great work. Shadowhawk 2, the mask comes off. I don't think anybody cared at the time. I know I didn't. Look at that young Rob Liefeld. Interview with the young Rob. Some more Extreme Studios stuff. This is funny. I mean, I know like it's like the comic book lingo here of like, oh, the reflection of. But when you think about what was happening in the scene for it to be able to reflect that way, you're like, that wouldn't work. that doesn't make sense. So these are all old buddies of old Shelby. Look at that. Joe Quesada cover for XO Man of War. Awesome. Star Trek. I'm not a big Star Trek fan. Dave Sim. That's cool. I remember looking at this going, wow, independent comic book, R Comics. First lenticular animation comic book cover. What's that? This is a horrible looking ad. But it was just the zeitgeist in the air was like all about indie books and just like anybody can be an indie artist and an indie comic book. And it just got me so excited to want to be a comic book artist. And you just look at this like, oh, look, they're doing it. This looks horrible. Where is our comics now? Oh, Jack Kirby. Signed Dale Keown image. They're talking about the value of getting your book signed. Certificate of authenticity. All right, let's see. Let me catch up. I just look through Wizards and spend my cash on actual comics. Yeah. Mark's Music Session says he might have had it. Who knows? It's been too long. There's an epic X-Men ad in this issue called Shattered Dreams. I dropped Marvel and DC and got into Image and Valiant comics in the 90s. Yeah, same. I mean, after all those artists left Marvel and moved to Image, I was all in. That's where my brain and my wallet was. It's very close to what I want to do for Fractured Mind cover. Okay, cool. Shattered Dreams. Mark's Music Obsession can't wait for Fractured Mind. That's right. Subscribe to Michael Bancroft. Follow him. He himself is doing what all these independents. He's doing it for this day and age. There is no, I guess YouTube and the internet is the Wizard comics of the day. Like to get your information, your news, where you order your stuff, your commentary. This one, I mean, Jerry Ordway, man, the guy's a classic artist, but I wasn't really into it. Wildstar. I wasn't into this character with this weird starfish on his chest. Trencher. That's cool. It's cool to see that in black and white. Always the joke and angle. It's like, what the comics from Marvel Comics? Something stupid this way comes. I don't think I ever saw this come out. That's a cool drawing, though. The Hunk and the Babe of the Month. An amazing rogue drawing there. Dragon. Toys. Toy magazine. Another contest. Well, Liam Sharp. Who's this? I don't know who drew that. That does look like Liam Sharp stuff. Cards. The collector cards here. And then reviews on certain books. Love it. Oh, I didn't know about this issue. Mark Silvestri drew this issue. Web of Spider-Man number 18. Their picks. So, hilarious. We were just looking at Hyde Street. There's Danny Meeke. His start here, working with Rob Liefeld and the Extreme Studios crew. Oh, how far Danny Meeke has come. Man, that guy is so amazing now. That was definitely in my pull. This was a weird book. Alan Moore written, Mystery Incorporated. This was a weird one. I never got into that one. More picks. And then I'm trying to look there. Oh, here's the top. So the top 100 of March 1993. X-Men 100. X-Men 300 was number 1. Spawn 11, 2. Max number 1 is number 3. Youngblood Strike File. Jae Lee number 4. Cable number 1 is number 5. Tribe number 1 is number 9. That's Larry Stroman. I'll talk about him in a second. That's cool. Look at that. Image is like nipping at the heels of Marvel and DC right here. Ah, there's Rye. There you go. That's where Shant got it from. Dr. Lame, more like it. Doom will be using a walker to conquer the universe. Grifter has like 10 feet of shoulders. It's amazing. It's amazing. I always thought Turok was a dumb idea. Bow against dinos. Lame. Yeah, I didn't get into Turok. Although Bart Sears drew Turok, and he drew a good Turok. This was a character I couldn't get into either. Magnus Robot Fighter. These were all like... what do you call it? Public domain. Wasn't Magnus Robot Fighter public domain character? Or maybe he was just an old license that they revamped. I know this wasn't his first incarnation. There was an older version. So these were the top 10 in April. I didn't buy any of these. Magnus Robot Fighter, didn't get into that. Rye, didn't get into that. Rye 2 and 3, or 3 and 4 were issue 2 and or were ranked 2 and 3. Exo Man of War, didn't get into that. Rye, didn't get into that. So all these Valiant titles I really didn't get into. Spawn, for sure, I was picking that up. Then the big 2 is at 8. Superman 66. Shadow Man, didn't get into that. Simpsons comic, number 10. This is cool. I kind of love seeing these statistics. Here's the top. I love this of Wizard. Top 10 hottest artists. Number 1, Todd McFarlane. Number 2, Jim Lee. Number 3, Rob Liefeld. Number 4, Dale Keown. Drawing Pitt at the time. Sam Keith for the Max. Bart Sears. Turok. Jae Lee, number 7. Joe Quesada, number 8. Mark Bagley, number 9. And Ron Lim. I think that's Shelby's favorite artist. Number 10. Drawing Silver Surfer. Then they had pricing guides. Oh, man. Look at that Frank Miller. That healthy-looking Frank Miller. Barry Windsor Smith. Yeah, the legend. It's their pricing guide. Pretty cool. I remember looking at my comics that I would have and like, oh, it's worth $2. Pretty cool that they include that into an issue. And then conventions. Merc Wars. That doesn't look great. Look at that Max drawing. Oh, that's awesome. Really cool drawing. Maybe. Oh yeah, I wonder what issue that was. Was that on issue 1/2? I can't remember. Anyway, fun walk down memory lane. Wizard magazine. It's really fun. Just makes me think like. I mean, I don't think a magazine like this could succeed in this day and age. It's just not the right market anymore, but man, it was a fun time. $3.95 for Wizard magazine. And then it was usually bagged with something, trading card or poster, something. So, I mean, that was worth it. It was totally worth it. And I remember picking up Wizard magazine. I would usually get it if I loved the cover art and then there was articles inside that I liked, like interviews with artists that I like. So I didn't pick it up all the time, but every now and then I probably have maybe 5 issues of Wizard magazine or so. It's great. It's just fun little snapshot of 1993. Jim Shooter started Valiant a year before Image, if I'm not mistaken. No kidding. Gosh, what a... Kind of got blown out of the water by that. That was probably a unfortunate timing there. Everybody's asking, is Katie awake? Probably not. Not with that dog in her lap. Comrade Sammy, suppose you're the lone female voice now, unless K-pop shows. Just me and the boys. She's used to it. Sammy now has Naruto and Sasuke fighting for her attention. So random. Back when internet was but a dream. Wildstar was a very short series. I wonder why. It was weird. It was a weird character. UK comics had good pencils, but they were ruined by awful colors. I agree. The coloring was really bad. They would have, what was that line? I guess Marvel UK was a line. They also had some weird characters in that too. Like, I never got into Death's Head or, what was that other character? I don't know if it was just a cultural thing or what, but I never got into the stories of the Marvel UK stuff. Web of Spider-Man 18 I have the complete 1985 series run, the only complete series I ever bought as released. Wow. Nice. That's Mark Silvestri right there. The covers on the first 20 or so issues of Web are still among my favorite of all time. Well, there you go. I have to check those out. EXO and Solar were my favorites. I asked Rocky to do the issue 1 cover as Master Study Bancroft. Yeah. Oh, I'll have to look at it again, Mark. What a lineup. Amazing Spider-Man #1 back when there was less than $10,000. Yep. Shelby did not crack the top 10. Not that month. What are you doing, John? You have to remember that the Valiant heroes weren't superheroes. They were more like specialists. Yeah. Kind of reminds me of the New Universe. You guys remember that? New Universe? Star Brand. I mean, it wasn't... I mean, they had superpowers, some of them, but some of the characters didn't. Like, they just had abilities, like Kickers Inc. and Spitfire. They had some weird ones in it. Just totally didn't. I think superheroes, and more specifically like in your face image splash page superheroes, were so dominant. It was really hard to come out with characters that weren't like that, that couldn't kind of compete toe to toe with that. What do you mean you're new? Back when Al Gore invented... Oh, the internet? Yes. Rocky said, in it. Okay, here we go. This one I thought was kind of fun. So after I looked at that Wizard magazine, it made me like remember just how... I don't know. I look at the comics these days. For sure, there's amazing artists, incredible artwork, great characters, great stories still being created to this day. But there was something about that time period, mid to late 90s, 2000s, the Image time period, dare I call it, that I think people that had very unique and individual styles were more accepted. I feel like a lot of the top artists now, they all kind of live in a very similar world. Especially in the big two, like Marvel and DC, their top artists, they're almost interchangeable. Maybe that's just me and the books that I'm looking at. But when it comes to just like the style and flair, there was nothing like that time period. Even the 80s too had some of that, but for sure the 90s and 2000s were really where it was like, it was in it, and that pendulum swung too far in that direction where it just became all about style and no substance. But still, there was something super fun about that. And so when I was looking at that Wizard magazine, it reminded me of one, Jae Lee, right? He was just, style and swag was just oozing out of his artwork. And then looking at that Ash book, I remembered Joe Quesada, and I was like, oh wow, like he also, right, was kind of, had his own style and just so distinct. And then I just mentioned when we were looking at the top 10 books, that Tribe book, there was Larry Stroman there, another guy who just such a unique style and so different. And all three of those guys, not the only ones, but all three of those guys had runs on X Factor, which I loved all of them. And sometimes you think of an artist and you're like, oh, he is the X-Men artist, or he is the Spider-Man artist, or whatever. But in X Factor, if you were to ask me who is my favorite artist on X Factor, I couldn't tell you, because there's so many out there that I loved the time that they had on X Factor. And this is not even all of them. Like, this is not even including Walt Simonson's run on X Factor, or I think even Butch Geis had a run on X Factor. But these three, I thought it would be really cool to just kind of look through these. So this is issue 71, 85, and then an annual. And it's in that order, it's Larry Stroman, Jae Lee, and then Joe Quesada. And I thought it'd be kind of cool to flip through them and just look at how different they were, even though they were on the same book, and just how exciting it was to see these artists just flex their muscle like nothing else. And it just was the, just, we had so many options back there, I feel like, in artists that were on books, and I was so excited for the new artist to get on, or so-and-so to be the new artist on a book. I felt like it was just more prevalent during that time than it is now. Maybe it's my age, maybe it's nostalgia, I don't know. But when I look back at these old issues, I'm like, oh my gosh, that was so cool. And it was just so different and so exciting. So let's start with issue 71. So this was the first issue that Larry Stroman started on X Factor. And already from this cover, they're like all new, all different. So they were like introducing this new start for X Factor. And it's just killer. It's like such a killer cover. And Stroman has such a unique way of drawing. Before this, he came, I believe, I don't know if he had done other superhero stuff before this, like whether he had a guest run on something or one-shots here and there. I know his work, the other work that I know before this was Alien Legion, which wasn't a superhero book, kind of sci-fi space adventure. But to see him draw superheroes and characters that we knew was so fresh, and he had this like, he had a cool like fresh take on styling, like character styling. So like their hairstyles, their clothing styles, it wasn't like stock stuff. Like he really, it seems like he's looked at a lot of fashion, clothing, and just that artwork. This isn't your typical comic book angle, right? I mean, it feels more like a fashion drawing. And he also used a lot of dynamic diagonals in the way that he drew. We'll see that, like we'll see that in when he gets into like action sequences. He would use like perspective, really extreme perspective with the lines that he was drawing. Like this kind of stuff. This. Look at that, that's great. It's a great lockjaw in Quicksilver. It's so cool, and I don't remember who. I can look it up really quick. X Factor 70. I can't remember who preceded this. Oh, so they just had a fill-in dude. Okay, so then who drew 79? I've never heard of Kirk Jarvinen was the artist of 70, issue 70, the issue before this. 69, Dana Morsehead. It seemed like they were just, they just had like fillers before they were setting up this new run. Oh yeah, that's right. Will Spartaccio. How can I forget Will Spartaccio? He had a whole run on X Factor. So all the different, like they had some monster artists on these books. He would do a lot of interesting things with like these geometric shapes in the background. So different. It was cool. Very cool. Very like hip. It's great. Like so many diagonals. Just added a lot of like excitement, and Walt Simonson does this really well with his artwork. He uses a lot of like straight edges and diagonals and just adds to the dynamics in the shot. But see, like even the way that he staged this, like this shot and this angle on the body on the ground, it's not typical. And I think that's what made Stroman, like for me, the things that made Stroman stuff so cool was how he styled his characters in their costumes, and then also the particular angles that he picked. Those are awesome. So yeah, that's cool. So Stroman, he had I don't know how many issues, quite a few on X Factor for a while. And then shortly after issue 80, I think 84 might have been Jae Lee's first issue, but here's 85. And just look at the shift, the change in the style. And I think he only had a 3-issue run on it. But here's Jae Lee's stuff. And similar to those pinups and those covers we were looking at the Wizard magazine, like he's injecting that into this. This is before he left to do image work. He was kind of rising up in the ranks. I don't know if he was working on... This was probably before he worked on Namor, or maybe after. I don't know. But look how aggro that is. He was a superstar already. Everything looks like it can poke your eye out. Lots of splatters. Lots of hard blacks. Silhouettes. Lots of like faces in shadow with teeth. Look at that stance. It's just like this. Just that, look at that leg. I used to copy these kind of legs all the time. These like really long tree trunk legs. That's so fantastic. Barely draw any backgrounds. Amazing shot here of Cyclops blasts, Strife. Everybody has like pulsing, veiny arms, hairy arms. Great. Everything is like a pinup, cool shot. Lots of violence. Yeah, he just made all these characters look like so edgy. So aggro. So Jae Lee, great cover. And then, last but not least, Joe Quesada. His annual. This is a great annual. Okay, let's see. I like Strongman and Polaris. Other than that, never read it. I liked, for this X Factor, I liked Havoc. I did like Strongman. I did like Polaris. I liked Havoc a lot. I liked him. I liked this version of Havoc more than with the weird headgear that he had in all black. Dark Horse and Image made Marvel and DC rethink supernatural stories because other indie publishers took advantage of the supernatural genre. Talking about noobs, not to be confused with moobs. 6 peeps away. That's right. We're at $4.94. Super exciting. Whoa! I just refreshed. It says $4.95. What the heck? Thank you, whoever you guys are. $4.95. 5 subscribers away. Holy cow! That deserves something. There was the cross between newbie and knob to be insulting about a level of engagement. Oh gosh, this is all the internet terms. Males, you think too much of doorknobs. Dragon Quest, saw the ad inside the front page of that 85 book by the time you see this chat, Rocky. Dragon Quest. Oh, okay. Yeah, Dragon Quest. That was great. So good. I always feel like the ads were even better back then. I don't know. It's definitely nostalgia. Good old 90s crotch shots. That's right. I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Monkey Boy. Kroger, migraine relief with caffeine usually works quick on headaches. Okay. Okay. Here we go. This is the last one. Last one we'll talk about here. This annual, X Factor annual, number 7. Love it. Look at that spiral drawing. So Joe Quesada was the penciler on this, and Joe Rubinstein, his inker, not Jimmy Palmiotti this time. There's also a short little story in the back by Joe Madieri. It must have been the first time he was like slowly getting into comics because it doesn't look like his stuff at all. But look how cool that is. This is the Quesada that I love. Cartoony, exaggerated, but grounded in realism, especially with the like lighting and the volume, like how solid that looks. It's great, great. And look, he didn't put the face on the seam this time. He moved it over. That's the way you do it for the double page spread. Yeah, Quesada had the greatest like dramatic comic book lighting. It's awesome. Creepy. Oh my gosh. Not Major Domo. That's Major Domo. Mojo. I wanted to say Mojo Jojo, but that's Powerpuff Girls. I believe this is the character from the Longshot short stories or miniseries. Look at these cool shadows, like super dramatic. Really dramatic. Nice silhouette there. Top lit. Under shadow. Great. Yeah, Quesada's use of blacks and shadows is so good. They had this running gag with like opening this jar of, I think it was mustard or mayonnaise or something. I didn't understand it. It was like a running gag over several issues. Beautiful. Look at that. These like wires that are coming in from the foreground. It's like some great depth to that image. That is the same image here, but that is like outside of Arthur Adams, that's one of the best renditions of Spiral. That's not true. Mark Silvestri did it cool. He did do cool Spiral, but that's great. I love it. I love her face in shadow like that. It's cool. Cool to have the colors are wacky. It's great. This is good. This is super tight. I love the inks on this Quesada stuff too. Rubinstein's inks. It's very solid. I feel like I've seen Rubinstein's inks before. they felt a lot more organic, but he's captured the kind of graphic nature of Quesada's work in a great way. Double page spread. Kablooey or Scathercash. Scathercash. That's a weird sound effect. Scathercash. This is awesome. This is kind of like a montage of what happened in the long shot story. This feels rushed. This last few pages feels like Quesada must have just roughed it in Rubinstein. This feels more like Rubinstein's inks right here. Like a lot more softer and organic versus like hard-edged. Bill Sienkiewicz pinup here. Kind of cool. Derek Robertson. Not that into this story. This is a horrible ad. Look at this horrible drawing. This is when Jae Lee was starting work on Namor. That has to be the worst Jae Lee drawing ever. That's a bad ad. Okay, here it is. Here's the Joe Madureira era, who is of Battle Chasers fame, which is probably one of the most popular artists of his time. He did a lot of work on X-Men and then broke out on his own on Battle Chasers. And now he's pretty much in just video games now. But look at this. Look at his early artwork. It's pretty bad. But I think Joe Mad got discovered when he was, I want to say 19. So this must have been some of the first artwork he did. This is before he really injected in the manga influence in his work. Anyway, there we go. The main reason of looking at that was the Joe Quesada sequence, or Joe Quesada part of that book, and I love it. This cover is great too. But it's kind of cool. Just kind of cool, and just makes me... I mean, for me... This is why I always go back to this era, this time period when I was a kid reading these books, because this artwork was so exciting. And these artists were just putting their own stamp on an existing property. And I feel like these days, more often than not, artists all kind of blend into each other. Even though they're all incredible, they all kind of blend into each other. And especially in the mainstream books like, Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, X-Men, whatever, they all kind of blend into each other, and they're good, but they're missing something. For me, they're missing something, this kind of pizzazz that these artists brought to this era of comics. So just so interesting to look at and kind of remember and go, why did I like it so much? What was so exciting back then? Was it just the stories I was reading? No, the artwork had a lot to do with it. And it's really, really exciting to be into comics at this time. Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 says, I like Mojo and the New Mutants TV series. The New Mutants TV series? Was it a cartoon? The New Mutants TV series? I don't even remember that. The ads were better back then. Great X Factor cover. Let's see if you'll get to 500 before the stream ends. That would be amazing. I don't think it's going to happen. Well, I don't know. That would be amazing that people would say, now we're at $4.95 still. We're at $4.95 still. This is a favorite issue. Dragon Quest was a fantasy series centering around elves and their societies, doing quests and saving their land and stuff. Kind of a mix between trolls for character designs and muscly dudes. Mark's music obsession was confusing Dragon Slayer with Dragon Quest. Oh, yes. Yeah, Dragon Slayer was the arcade game that Don Bluth did the animation for. It was pretty much just like an animated cartoon, which had horrible game controls. I remember being so frustrated with that game and spending so much money in that game, but you just wanted to see the animated sequences because Don Bluth killed it. It was that, Dragon Slayer, and Space Ace were the two things that he animated, and they were so well done. But yeah, the games themselves were super hard. I think you can, I'm pretty sure you can like see all those sequences on YouTube. And I thought maybe somebody had like a bootleg copy of all of them, like one after the other, like a narrative story. Never mind, I was thinking of ElfQuest, which I hated, wanted to get into. ElfQuest was great. It's only been 40 years. Yikes. I just want to be a Toys R Us kid. That's right. It was, I don't know, there was something about it. It was a great time for comics. There was just an excitement about comics. You get blips of that here and there in today's, the comics that come out today. You get blips of that. I don't get it so much from Marvel or DC anymore. Now it's like with independent stuff, you get kind of excited. The Absolute series, like Absolute Batman, Absolute Superman, Absolute Wonder Woman, there is a bit of a buzz there, but it's not to this level. And it's just a different time. I know that. Different era for comics, but I don't know. I think that if like 30, 40 years in the future, you go back and look at what's coming out now, I don't think you'd feel the same way. I don't know. Maybe that's me. Ghost Machine, they're doing great stuff for sure. But it's not at this level. I don't know. It's really interesting. Which artist out of these three did you guys like the most? Jae Lee, I'm going to do that. I'll do a quick poll and then we'll end it. We'll do a quick, fast poll. Favorite X Factor artist shown today? Larry Stroman, Jae Lee, or Joe Quesada? All right, let me know. Let's end it on a poll. See what you guys think. Stroman, Jae Lee, or Quesada? Joe Quesada. Joe Quesada's starting his own, I think I've talked about this before. He's starting his own comic line now called, I think it was Awesome Comics. The bits and pieces of that are being leaked out here and there. But, so yeah, I'm curious to see I don't think he's drawing all of the books. I think he might be drawing one book or something, maybe writing other ones. Who knows? But his style has for sure changed since this time. Jae Lee, we see Jae Lee doing covers, all sorts. I haven't seen him do like his own book in a while, and definitely not a superhero book in a while. And then Larry Stroman, I just see he does like conventions still. I follow him on Instagram. His book Tribe, his creator-owned book Tribe, was so cool. I think, maybe they only came out with 2 or maybe 3 issues tops of that book. So the problem of like coming out regularly with a book definitely plagued this era. That cost us a little bit. That's one thing that the Ghost Machine guys are doing well, is they are being consistent. They've got a business plan. They're putting out quality books on a consistent basis, communicating with their audience. So yeah, they're doing that for sure well. This was kind of a mess and a hodgepodge of like rock star artists not knowing how to be consistent. But still, there was something fun that happened here. Wait, a few people popping in here. Hold on, hang on a second. Timmy Mello, hey Chad, didn't even see the notification for today's stream. No worries, Timmy Mello.
And the Guardians are headed to October.
Oh, there's something I can show that I was gonna talk about this. I was gonna show it. Yeah, I'll pull that up in a second. Good to see you, Timmy Mello. K-pop junkie, what's up, K-pop?
How you like na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
I was in one of K-pop streams recently. Go check it out. She was reviewing a book called Bladesmith, I think it was. She was interviewing the artist Lee. Crease with 3 E's. Lee with 2. A total of 5 E's in that dude's name. That was cool. It was a cool little intro to his work. I was not familiar with his work at all, but it looks like he's working on a cool book. It's like kung fu cooking. What do we say? K-pop on your kung food. Yeah, so that was cool. But thank you for coming. Good to see you. Stroman is Mark's Music Obsessions pick. Let's see. What's the poll saying right now? 38% Larry Stroman, 38% Jae Lee, 25% Joe Quesada. 8 votes in. Take 1 vote from Stroman. I voted Jae Lee, but I like Stroman's X-Force cover more, or X-Factor cover. So Stroman, okay. We'll just say Stroman's leading. Yep. Awesome one says Joe all the way. Add 1 more to Stroman. Yep. Okay. We'll just say Stroman's winning. 247 Comics was the name of that group that did Bladesmith. That's right. Thanks, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969. Go check them out. 247 Comics. They have a presence all over social media. They definitely have a YouTube channel that I've subscribed to. I believe they're on X, and on K-pop stream, she was talking. I guess you first discovered Crease's artwork on Twitch, right? So I'm not on Twitch, but it sounds like he was active on that for a while. He's one of my OG Twitch art homies. There you go. That's cool. You've been doing this a long time, K-pop. I went into the alternate account and voted for Stroman. Dang. We are still... Okay, Stroman's winning, even though it says 38%. I don't think I can take a vote out. I'm just going to say that Stroman's winning by 1. Deadlock between Stroman and Lee. I voted on name as Stroman is a bread company. Great. What covers are we voting? I voted on name. 247 does some good content. That's right. Yeah, that book looked cool. That looked really cool. It seems like they're putting a lot into it and a lot of cool perks that went along with that. Some original art and trading cards. Some blade, cutting blade that you could get. Pretty crazy. Nearly 10 years ago. Oh my gosh. Crazy. Can't imagine doing this for 10 years. It looks like Stroman would win if we transferred one of the Jae Lee votes to Stroman because of Cranberry Langers. 0.00001% Stroman is what Timmy Mello says. All right, I'm going to say Stroman wins this one. I mean, if you're judging covers or just artwork in general, artists in general, but their covers are awesome and cool thing to look at too. This is a great cover. Classic X Factor cover. I love me some Jae Lee. I love this Joe Quesada cover. I love Joe Quesada's artwork in this a lot. Almost more than this. But I do think these 2 covers are better than this cover. So that's just my opinion. But I do like this cover. Awesome one says Cran cheats like Angela Curry. He has some of his Marvel interior pages on that Camputoon. Yeah, it's cool. Like Iron Man, Fantastic Four, I want to say. It's pretty awesome. Delete poll and start over. No, I'm not. Wait. Okay, how come one of the votes left Stroman and went to Jae Lee now? I thought it was supposed to be the other way. So then are they even now? You guys are confusing me. Oh, no, we had 9 votes. Oh, shoot. Why is... Oh, just Nick's one of... Why is it polls with you guys always are crazy? Left to right. 1, 3... Oh, 1, 3, 2. So your favorite is this one. Awesome one. Second favorite. Third. Gotcha. You don't like this? You don't like the Wolverine claws coming at your face? Guns in his face? Everybody like straining their neck muscles? They're all good. Oh wait, Jae Lee in a last minute landslide. Okay, wait, 44. So if I took one away from... What did Cranberry say? Take one away of Jae Lee's votes. So then 8 votes. I can't do math. Well, it seems like... Stop the count. Discounting current. Oh, gosh. I saw Jae Lee's name and assumed his work would be good, but I hate this cover. Cranberry. It's all messed up now. I don't want to do math. I don't want to pull out a calculator. I'm just going to see if we take away... Oh, my gosh. 9 is... Somebody do the math. What is... How many votes? 33%. Okay, so that's 3 votes. 1 vote? 2 votes out of 9. 1, 9. Oh, gosh. 9 times. So that's 2 votes for Joe Quesada. So then 8 votes left. So then that means it's 2 votes for Joe Quesada. So the 6. So then it's 3 and 3. So it's tied. If we take one out of Jae Lee and we don't add one to Stroman, so it's tied. So then it's 2, 3 and 3. 2, 3 and 3. Guido is a great name. It is a great name. Ignore the takeaway part. Cran nullified by double vote. That's right. You get kicked out. Cran. There are 11 votes? What? It says 9 for me. 9 votes. It's not tied. I don't know. I think it would be tied now, but if Awesome got to vote over, Stroman would win again. I don't want to end it this way because I'm so confused. I'm going to say Joe Quesada won because the other ones are too confusing. You guys stuffed the ballot box. What the heck? Maybe my point is they're all great artists and it's amazing that we had this to choose from during this time. There was no clear winner. Everybody wins. This is a disaster. Okay. Start poll again. Oh my gosh. Here, I'm a liar and terrible at math. Yes, you are. Okay. Weren't the first 2? They were. Okay, I'm going to do this just because. We're going to do this. This is going to be speed voting because everything was messed up. We're gonna speed vote. I'm going to do it one more time. Best artist. and then I'm going to write Stroman. Lee. No, I'm going to write Jae Lee because then you guys are like, Jim Lee. No, these are just the 3 artists we're looking at, okay? And then Quesada. Okay. Ready? Go. Do it properly this time, Cranberry. I'm going to give it 1 minute. No, I'm going to give it 30 seconds. 30 seconds. $15 seconds. 5 seconds. Done. Okay, Larry Stroman, 80%. Wow, Joe, what happened, Awesome One? I thought you liked Joe Quesada. Did you not vote? Oh my gosh. I apologize, and I did it right this time. Landslide election. That is how politics works. If you don't like the results, start it over until people all vote for the same thing. No. All right, we're just going to say Larry Stroman. We're going to give this to Larry Stroman, which is an excellent choice, excellent cover. I was voting just as an artist in general, not just cover, but this is a killer cover, and his artwork is amazing. Go follow him on Instagram. Yeah, I wouldn't say that. I would say he's not the artist he used to be. Peak Stroman was for sure. If you like Stroman stuff, check out this X Factor run. It starts here in the 70s and then goes like, I think, mid 80s. I don't know if he comes back after that, but then also check out Tribe. If I can get a hold of a Tribe, I do see that sometimes in used bins and stuff. If I can find a copy of it or get a hold of it, I'll grab it just for, I think I have issue 2 in my back issue boxes. I'll look. We'll see. We can pull it out next time. But he's a cool one to look at, and Tribe for sure was really cool. It was just him doing what the heck he wanted. It had a hip-hop urban flavor to it. Really cool. So, but we'll give Stroman the win for this one, with Jae Lee coming far in second and Joe Quesada not getting any votes, unfortunately. I like Joe Quesada second. Well, you only get 1 vote. Awesome One said, I'm not voting till I know which artist. Stroman's work is seminal X Factor. I would say so. He definitely left his mark on the book, for sure. No, I'm not doing it again. I was busy trying to do the math for the first poll. Do again and say which is which artist for cover. This is it. I'm just doing this because it's 495 subscribers, because we got a couple subscribers during the stream. So I'm going to do this last time. And I will, before I hit go, I'll call it out. X Factor artist. I'll say favorite X Factor artist. Everybody, please be ready to vote. Okay. Number 1 is going to be Larry Stroman. This one here. Cover and or art. We can vote on just covers if you want, but also art. Okay? Larry Stroman. 2. Jae Lee. This one right here. I'll leave these on screen too. This is Jae Lee and all its aggro, hard-edged, cutting-edged, bloody, teeth-clenched glory. Jae Lee. And 3, Joe Quesada. This amazing spiral, mojo, nice lighting, blacks, storytelling. Also the creator and artist of Ash. Okay? You guys ready? I'm going to hit go, and I'm going to give this 30 seconds. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Please vote properly now. $20 seconds. $10 seconds. Mark. What the heck? 5 seconds. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm ending it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're tied again. What the heck? Larry Stroman, Jae Lee. Okay, that's what we had the first time. Larry Stroman, Jae Lee tied. They had 3 votes each, and Joe Quesada had 1 vote, which apparently was Mark's music obsession. So confusing. Oh my gosh, for the love of chocolate cake. Tie. Okay, Stroman versus Lee now. Oh, really? Should we do that? Oh my gosh, I gotta go soon. All right, I'm doing it. This is the way. We gotta break the tie. That's a good call. Good call, John. Mark, you're cracking me up, man. Okay, break the tie. I'm not going to even write a question. I don't need to write a question. You guys know. Larry Stroman. On my left. Jae Lee. On my right. Here we go. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tied. 2 votes. Jae Lee on the right is winning now. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6. You guys are trying to drive me crazy. Where is the 5th vote? Where is the 5th vote? You guys. We are split. 4 votes. 2 for Stroman. 2 for Jae Lee. You guys are the worst. Oh my gosh. Rigged is right. I'll be here at Pizza Live at this rate. That's right. You guys are you're totally messing with me now. I'm ending it now. I see it. 5 votes. There we go. Larry Stroman won. He's taking it. I'm giving it to him. There we go. Stroman wins. Oh my gosh. Did we spend like 30 minutes on 4 polls? 2.5 polls? 3 polls? Oh my gosh. I should just start a stream that's just all polls. We could do this for hours, guys. You held up Stroman and said Joe, so I voted Joe. Whatever, awesome one. I don't believe you anymore. Congrats, Stroman. I don't know anymore. Nobody knows anymore. Go follow Larry Stroman on Instagram and tell him he won. Wow, that was amazing. That was incredible. And why does that still say shoot the fat? There we go. You're confused. That's all right. That's okay. Awesome one. You'll figure it out at like 5 o'clock my time, which is, I can't remember where you are time zone wise, but you'll figure it out. I'll give you 25 minutes to figure it out. Go watch the stream again. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. Thank you guys. That's exactly what I needed today after what a bit of a roller coaster week that I had. And it was so good hanging out with you guys. I hope you enjoyed all the blast from the past nostalgia that I brought out. And the one new book, Hyde Street, number 4. Always good. It comes with my star of approval as a series to follow and watch. Issue 5, the next issue is a different artist, so stay tuned. We'll see if I pick that up because I do love the art team on the current art team, Ivan Rice and Danny Miki on the book right now. But who knows? It could be good. Could surprise me. Go find more Larry Stroman work because he won. Go find more Jae Lee work because it's awesome. And Joe Quesada work. I'm sure we'll be digging out more of those. I have more stuff from all of those guys that will surely pop up in this stream later. I think that's it. Shant is doing Pizza Live, so I believe that will be in half an hour or so, if I'm not mistaken. Make sure you flip on to there. Give him your love. Tell him to do a poll. Ask him which one he likes the best. And I'll see you guys again. Now, I mentioned this at the top of the stream, and I'm holding on to it as far as I know. But I will plan on, let's say tentatively, doing a Master Study stream tomorrow, probably in the beginning half of the day. So stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for just being a part of this, helping me get to 495 subscribers. It's amazing. We'll do some cool stuff to change the stream up and just to build the channel even more once we hit that point where we can get memberships and more subscribers. It's like the season 2 haircut when you watch a TV show and season 2 comes around and everybody has a nice new haircut. We're going to do that for this channel. So I'm really excited to get to that point. We're almost there. 5 more subscribers. Maybe we'll get it tomorrow. Who knows? So yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of your Thursday. I will see you guys around. Take care.